One introduction. ROSEP. The United States government was on track in the Biden administration to reduce the prices for both clean energy heat pumps and clean energy electric cars. Trump tariffs are expected to upset those plans to prevent future air pollution and prevent climate change. The United States government should, instead of certifying wood stoves as safe when they are not safe, go forward with regulations that ban wood stove use and direct government money for use of forest refuse only. For home building and furniture building, for just a few examples of use of forest products for non-burning uses, it is well known from scientific and medical research that wood burning is a substantial source of PM 2.5 emissions, yet the wood burning industry uses the scientifically debunked theory named carbon neutrality of wood burning to argue that wood burning replacing coal burning in industry, and in a trickle-down argument that wood burning should continue for home heating should continue. Presumably because it is called renewable, wood may be renewable in the sense that a tree can be planted in the place of a cut-down burned tree, but it takes centuries or decades for the newly planted tree to attain the stature of the cut-down burned tree. During those centuries or decades, photosynthesis, which converts CO2 to oxygen and so sequesters some carbon, will not take place at the same rate as photosynthesis was performed previously, and wood burning emits both CO2 and PM 2.5, and PM 2.5 is not absorbed by trees, so PM 2.5 is not diminished by planting a tree in the place of a cut-down and burned tree. In fact, a living tree closes its pores against the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning, just as humans hold their breath in the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning. And when a tree closes its pores, the level of photosynthesis that absorbs CO2 pollution goes down. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lungs, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Contrary to many beliefs, wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning, and wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Replacing coal burning with wood burning creates more air pollution in the form of CO2 and PM 2.5 than coal burning. This emission data comes from testing the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom, the eco-design wood stove, and international convention does not count the emissions from wood burning. The emissions from wood burning are erased from all countries around the world when calculating if each country has met its climate goals. This non-counting or erasure of wood burning emissions data from climate goals does not mean wood burning emissions do not exist. ROSEP. Purple air PM 2.5 monitors hanging from the eaves of the house of a near neighbor should be used to measure the level of PM 2.5 in the air hyperlocally in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. If PM 2.5 levels exceed World Health Organization standards of 5 micrograms per cubic meter annually, then that evidence of air pollution from wood burning should lead to the shutdown of that indoor residential wood burning appliance, one appliance at a time if necessary.
Hi, my name is Lily. Andrew gave you the intro to residents against wood smoke emission particulates and their concern for air pollution from indoor residential wood burning. Residents against wood smoke emission particulates, or ROSEP, would like every near neighbor of an indoor residential wood burner whose wood smoke enters their yards and sickens the near neighbors to have a purple air PM 2.5 monitor hanging from the eaves of their home to measure the level of PM 2.5 entering their yards. That measurement of air pollution should be used as evidence of unnecessary air pollution, and each indoor residential wood burner should be shut down based on that evidence, one indoor residential wood burner at a time if necessary. The presentation by Andrew ended at 2 minutes 5 seconds. The same presentation by Emma starts at 2 minutes 3 seconds before the end of this podcast. So I am Lily, your timekeeper, and you can start the next podcast at 2 minutes 5 seconds in if you would not like to see the presentation by Andrew a second time. This presentation by me, Lily, ends at 5 minutes in. What you will see in the main content of this ROSEP podcast will be news about air pollution from indoor residential wood burning and how that air pollution is being combated by ordinary people just like you who are unfortunately near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners at this time. There will also be news about unnecessary and highly polluting use of wood as fuel in industrial wood burners and preventable air pollution from wood burning wildfires. There will also be news about air pollution from PM 2.5 from gas-powered cars. There will also be news about airborne diseases which are also preventable with vaccines such as COVID-19 and measles and whooping cough, to name just a few. In 2025, residents against wood smoke emission particulates is also concerned with combating the Trump destruction of government funding for programs which protect human health through the Department of Health and Human Services, and Trump destruction of programs which fund the science and medical research plan to protect human health from preventable illnesses. Protecting human health is a patriotic act, and our defense against enemies is weakened if we are not as healthy as we can be. Heat pump rebates are now offered by the federal government, distributed through the eligible United States, are available in 2025 and are the best, cleanest, and now cheapest alternative to indoor residential wood burning if that burning is actually done to purportedly save money. Wind and solar as sources of the electricity that powers heat pumps and electric cars is also cheaper than burning wood. The adverse health effects that are caused by indoor residential wood burning also come at a cost to near neighbors, both in shortening and ending their lives and in actual hospital, clinic, and funeral costs. Instead of being compensated monetarily, near neighbors should instead be able to achieve immediate relief by stopping indoor residential wood burning in their hyperlocalized neighborhoods, which relief readings from purple air PM 2.5 monitors used as evidence of air pollution will help them achieve. Welcome to news about hopeful scientific and medical achievements that will also help us achieve the goal of clean air to breathe.
Web 57DHYAFZZFLWB, April 16, 2026 escape velocity needed is 25,020 miles per hour. In this Webisode 1, we have all been mesmerized by the recent flight of a spaceship around the moon. The escape velocity that was needed is 25,020 miles per hour. 2. An article written for a Firefighters Publication recently commented on the escape impulse of animals from wood smoke from wildfires. Animals flee, and humans, sensing the harm of wood smoke, and have fled since the dawn of fire. 3. The velocity of escape from indoor residential wood burning today is slow. More hyperlocalized monitoring of air pollution from indoor residential wood burning is needed. Indoor residential wood burning should be used to shut down one wood burning appliance at a time if necessary, using hyperlocalized PM 2.5 monitor data as evidence of air pollution, and shutting down wood burning appliances as in wood smoke air pollution escape response for near neighbors. 4A Wood Burning Lobbies would like to continue making profits on selling polluting wood burning appliances. More public education on the harm from wood smoke must be disseminated. 5. The escape velocity needed to break free of wood smoke pollution on Earth before pollution is overwhelmingly devastating to human life in general could be viewed as immeasurable. At this time, we must measure hyperlocal PM 2.5 levels in order to point out the hyperlocalized sources of wood burning air pollution and shut down those sources of air pollution in order to protect human health. 6. How much wood smoke pollution on Earth is harmful to human health? 7 countries most exposed to indoor residential wood burning PM 2.5 pollution. 8. In the UK, what percentage of the population is exposed to indoor residential wood burning PM 2.5 pollution? 9. Understanding the World Health Organization recommended limit for PM 2.5. 10. Air pollution from landscape fires can negatively affect human health. Main content. 1. We have all been mesmerized by the recent flight of a spaceship around the moon. The escape velocity that was needed is 25,020 miles per hour. We have all been mesmerized by the recent flight of a spaceship around the moon. The escape velocity a spaceship needs to break free from the gravity of Earth is approximately 25,020 miles per hour. This is the minimum speed needed for an object to break free from the gravitational pull of the Earth without needing additional propulsion. 2. An article written for a Firefighters Publication recently commented on the escape impulse of animals from wood smoke from wildfires. Animals flee, and humans, sensing the harm of wood smoke, and have fled since the dawn of fire. Human-caused wood fires are not inevitable if steps are taken to mitigate climate change, which in a feedback loop causes more wildfires. As we have all observed recently, fire from indoor residential wood burning is not inevitable since it can be stopped when individual responsibility is taken to stop indoor residential wood burning. Can the useless and harmful human choice of burning wood for home heating be changed? Fire first burned on Earth about 360 million years ago and has been shaping animal and then human behavior ever since. In Australia, for example, bushfire smoke awakens the Gould long-eared bats and fat-tailed Dunards from rest, triggering escape behaviors. Humans have the same escape impulse when they are near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners whose wood smoke PM 2.5 enters the yards of near neighbors and infiltrates the homes of near neighbors, sickening the near neighbors. The smell of smoke may be present even when skies appear clear. Can our noses still help us make sense of this modern environmental threat? Air quality monitors can replace using human noses and human escape responses as warning systems, acting like canaries in a coal mine or guinea pigs to warn us of the danger from wood smoke. There are air quality alerts based on publicly held air quality monitor data. Some air quality alerts state smoke pollution alert public health notice air quality in your region has reached hazardous levels due to wildfire smoke. Stay indoors, avoid physical activity outside, use air purifiers if available. We see alerts like these more often now. When a resident owns a purple air PM 2.5 monitor, the purple air reading reinforces what the nose of the resident usually has already detected from the air pollution from nearby indoor residential wood burning. The resident can stay inside and use an air purifier for the smoke already infiltrating his or her home. But why do we need such warnings, and why do near neighbors have to take defensive measures? Can we not avoid air pollution from indoor residential wood burning just by not burning wood to begin with? Usually, it is impossible to flee from day after day indoor residential wood smoke unless one takes the extraordinary step of selling your own home and leaving your neighborhood. Unless there are laws against indoor residential wood burning, how can one take action to protect oneself during a wildfire smoke incursion? How can one take action to protect oneself during continuing indoor residential wood smoke incursions? The difference between wildfire smoke and indoor residential wood burning wood smoke is that humans can stop indoor residential wood burning by taking personal responsibility for the air pollution they are creating. By stopping indoor residential wood burning, the incremental PM 2.5 each wood burner creates can be stopped, and one more trigger for wildfires stoked by climate change can be stopped. 3. The velocity of escape from indoor residential wood burning today is slow. More hyperlocalized monitoring of air pollution from indoor residential wood burning is needed. Indoor residential wood burning air pollution monitors should be used to shut down one wood burning appliance at a time if necessary, using hyperlocalized PM 2.5 monitor data as evidence of air pollution and shutting down wood burning appliances as in wood smoke air pollution escape. Response for near neighbors. Near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners should not be expected to sell their homes and move away from indoor residential wood burners. The wood burners themselves need to stop wood burning. We need additional propulsion to escape from harmful air pollution at a rate that can slow or stop the ongoing harm to human health of PM 2.5 produced by wood burning. 4A Wood Burning Lobbies would like to continue making profits on selling polluting wood burning appliances. More public education on the harm from wood smoke must be disseminated in response to wood burning industry advertising. We may need the additional propulsion from education of the public on the dangers of permitting indoor residential wood burning. This education of the public may be able to change the trajectory of air pollution away from indoor residential wood burning that is proven to harm human health and shorten human lives. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5, which is particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, which is the perfect size to infiltrate the human lungs, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Wood burning by human hand is preventable. Just do not burn wood to begin with. Clean energy for home heating is available and cheaper in 2026, such as clean energy from wind and solar. powering an electric grid extending to all rural areas that powers entirely clean energy heat pumps that can also function as air conditioners in these global warming times, and which can also function down to 40 degrees below zero in 2026, making them useful even in cold climates. Developed countries, such as the United Kingdom and the United States, have the advantage over, for example, most countries in Africa for of affordability in developed countries of clean energy and alternatives to clean energy. The example of widespread use of wood burning in Scandinavia may be due to cultural traditions that are useless compared to modern methods of home heating. Scandinavian wood burning is harmful to human health, is still practiced. The tradition of burning wood is as old as the Stone Age, although an old tradition. Wood burning is a useless tradition in the modern world and is a harmful tradition today. To all cultures of the world, use of wood burning for home heating or home cooking should not be a point of pride, since today it is still a home heating choice that harms oneself and family, as well as near neighbors, and also incrementally contributes to climate change, which in a feedback loop feeds additional wood-burning wildfires. 4B AI artificial intelligence was asked if there was a human escape impulse from wood-burning air pollution. The response artificial intelligence gave was the response expected from wood-burning lobbies who would like to continue making profits on selling polluting wood-burning appliances. Artificial intelligence resisted the simple answer and solution to air pollution from wood burning of stopping wood burning for home heating entirely and replacing wood burning with clean energy, such as heat pumps. In 2026, artificial intelligence replied that to reduce exposure to wood-burning air pollution, consider these low escape velocity strategies. Use cleaner heating alternatives such as electric or gas heaters. Ensure proper ventilation in your home to disperse pollutants. Avoid burning wood on days with poor air quality or high pollution levels. Use seasoned wood to minimize smoke and emissions. Install air purifiers with HEPA filters to improve indoor air quality. Stay indoors during high pollution events and keep windows closed. 5. The escape velocity needed to break free of wood smoke pollution on Earth before pollution is overwhelmingly devastating to human life in general could be viewed as immeasurable. At this time, we must measure hyperlocal PM 2.5 levels in order to point out the hyperlocalized sources of wood-burning air pollution and shut down those sources of air pollution. In order to protect human health, we are not measuring the amount of PM 2.5 that is emitted in real time by each indoor residential wood burner in their own hyperlocalized area. We can measure the amount of PM 2.5 emitted by each residential wood burner if purple air PM 2.5 monitors are hung from the eaves of houses of nearby neighbors of indoor residential wood burners whose wood smoke enters the near neighbors' yards and infiltrates their homes, subsequently sickening the near neighbors. This purple air data is not routinely used to prove the level of air pollution from hyperlocalized indoor residential wood burning, but that could be the solution. Use purple air monitor data to prove air pollution in order to shut down each indoor residential wood burner one wood burner at a time. If necessary, measurements have been taken in the United Kingdom testing the cleanest burning wood stove in the UK, the Eco-Design wood stove. These measurements show that wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as natural gas burning. These measurements show that wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Clean methods of home heating, such as use of heat pumps, emit no measurable PM 2.5. Heat pumps run on electricity, and if that electricity comes from clean energy sources such as wind or solar, supplying energy to a smart electric grid that extends to all rural areas, the percentage of wood smoke pollution from home heating should decline. 6. How much wood smoke pollution on Earth is harmful to human health? Wood smoke pollution is harmful to human health in several ways. It releases fine particles PM 2.5, which are linked to serious health conditions and premature deaths. Exposure to wood smoke can lead to asthma, lung infections, heart attacks, strokes, and even cancer. It contributes to household air pollution, which is a major public health threat, causing diseases like pneumonia and chronic obstructive pulmonary disease (COPD). Wood smoke is responsible for over 8,600 premature deaths per year in the U.S. due to its harmful effects on cardiovascular and respiratory health. Overall, wood smoke pollution poses significant health risks. 7 countries most exposed to indoor residential wood burning PM 2.5 pollution: Central African Republic, South Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, Niger, Mali, Madagascar, Tanzania, Uganda, Guinea, Bissau. These countries have a high proportion of households relying on solid fuels for cooking, leading to significant exposure to indoor air pollution. Developed countries most exposed to indoor residential wood burning PM 2.5 pollution include Oslo, Norway, highest PM 2.5 concentration with significant health impacts. Copenhagen, Denmark, noted for high PM 2.5 levels and health risks. Helsinki Metropolitan area, Finland, lowest PM 2.5 concentration among the studied cities. Umeå, Sweden, also has a relatively low PM 2.5 concentration compared to other cities. These cities are particularly affected due to residential wood combustion, which is a major source of fine particles in urban areas outside of Scandinavia and Africa. What developed countries are most exposed to indoor residential wood burning PM 2.5 pollution? The analysis finds that 36% of the world's population is exposed to levels of PM 2.5 pollution above the least stringent interim target of 35 micrograms per cubic meter. About 1/3, which is almost 2.6 billion people, are exposed to pollution from burning solid fuels for cooking at home. 95% of air pollution attributable deaths in adults over the age of 60 are due to non-communicable diseases like COPD, dementia, diabetes, heart disease, and lung disease. 8. In the UK, what percentage of the population is exposed to indoor residential wood burning PM 2.5 pollution? New research raises concern about domestic wood burning, the biggest source of PM 2.5 in the UK. December 2024, a solid fuel burning stove, a cuboidal black object with burning wood visible within the Chartered Institute of Environmental Health CEH has chimed in with concern about emissions of fine particulate matter, PM 2.5, caused by domestic wood burning, following a new report from the Institute of Fiscal Studies IFS, which warns that 29% of PM 2.5 emissions in the UK came from domestic burning of wood and other fuels in 2022. This is higher proportionally than any other source, and the only source of PM 2.5 emissions that has increased over the period covered in the research. According to the report, 3/4 of the domestic combustion emissions of PM 2.5 came from wood burning in 2022. However, overall, the Institute of Fiscal Studies IFS research funded by the Economic and Social Research Council reports that there has been a significant drop in PM 2.5 emissions having since 2003, with a large and lasting drop during the COVID-19 pandemic. Highlights of the research include that across people living in England, average exposure to fine particulate matter PM 2.5, the most harmful air pollutant largely arising from transport. Domestic wood burning and industrial emissions fell by 54% between 2003 and 2023. Almost everywhere in England is now below the England 2040 target for PM 2.5, but still falling short of the World Health Organization recommended limit. Levels of PM 2.5 fell dramatically during the COVID-19 pandemic and have remained at these lower levels since. 2/5 of the decrease in PM 2.5 exposure over the last 2 decades occurred in 2020. Lower income areas have persistently higher levels of air pollution than richer areas in 2023. Individuals in the top 20% most deprived areas experienced 8% higher average PM 2.5 concentrations than those in the bottom 20%. There is no clear trend in this gap. Over the last 2 decades, ethnic minorities were exposed to levels of air pollution 6% higher than average levels for white populations in 2023, down from 13% in 2003. The trend of growing emissions of PM 2.5 from domestic wood burning is worrying and cannot continue if we are serious about protecting both the environment and public health. The Chartered Institute of Environmental Health CEH is therefore reiterating its call for the UK government to regulate the sale and use of domestic solid wood burners in urban areas where there are on-grid heating alternatives rather than provide heating to homes. They have become typical aspirational goods which harms the quality of our air, damages the environment, and threatens public health. The Chartered Institute of Environmental Health is a UK nonprofit that can be traced back to 1883 when the original organization was founded and called the Association of Public Sanitary Inspectors. 9. Understanding the World Health Organization's recommended limit for PM 2.5. Consider the following points. The WHO recommends a maximum annual mean concentration of 5 micrograms per cubic meter for PM 2.5. For short-term exposure, the recommended limit is 15 micrograms per cubic meter over a 24-hour period. These limits aim to reduce health risks associated with air pollution. PM 2.5 refers to particulate matter with a diameter of 2.5 micrometers or smaller. Long-term exposure to PM 2.5 can lead to serious health issues, including respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. Countries are encouraged to adopt these guidelines to protect public health and improve air quality. To address air quality concerns, the World Health Organization recommends the following limits for PM 2.5. By 2040, set a target annual mean concentration of 5 micrograms per cubic meter for PM 2.5. Encourage countries to implement stricter air quality regulations. Promote the use of cleaner energy sources to reduce emissions. Increase public awareness about the health impacts of air pollution. Support research and innovation in air quality monitoring technologies. Foster international cooperation to tackle transboundary air pollution. Global population exposure to landscape fire. Air pollution from 2000 to 2019. 10. Air pollution from landscape fires can negatively affect human health. Nature, Volume 6, 21 pages, 521 to 529, published in 2023. Abstract: wildfires are thought to be increasing in severity and frequency as a result of climate change. Air pollution from landscape fires can negatively affect human health, but human exposure to landscape fire-sourced LFS air pollution has not been well characterized at the global scale. Here we estimate global daily LFS outdoor fine particulate matter PM 2.5 and surface ozone concentrations at 0.25 degrees multiplied by 0.25 degrees resolution during the period 2000 to 2019. With the help of machine learning and chemical transport models, we found that overall population weighted average LFS PM 2.5 and ozone concentrations were 2.5 micrograms per cubic meter, 6.1% of all source PM 2.5 and 3.2 micrograms per cubic meter, which is 3.6% of all source ozone respectively in 2010 to 2019, with a slight increase for PM 2.5, but not for ozone compared with 2000 to 2009. Central Africa, Southeast Asia, South America, and Siberia experienced the highest landscape fire-sourced air pollution LFS PM 2.5 and ozone concentrations. The concentrations of LFS PM 2.5 and ozone were about 4 times higher in low-income countries than in high-income countries. During the period 2010 to 2019, 2.18 billion people were exposed to at least 1 day of substantial LFS air pollution per year, with each person in the world having on average 9.9 days of exposure per year. These two metrics increased by 6.8% and 2.1% respectively compared with 2000 to 2009. Overall, we find that the global population is increasingly exposed to LFS air pollution with socioeconomic disparities. Webisode 57DHYAFZZFLWB1, January 11th, 2026. Congress is racing to undo thousands of cuts to federal science programs. Cartoon 1 of 5. Congress is racing to undo thousands of cuts to federal science programs. Cell 1. The current government bid for an overall cut in scientific funding to $154 billion from $198 billion would be a plunge of 22%. Cell 2. This week, the Senate Appropriations Committee released a bipartisan package of bills. Cell 3 that largely scraps the current government-planned cuts to federal science programs. Cell 4 Congress will set aside roughly $188 billion for federal research. Cartoon 2 of 5 Congress is racing to undo thousands of cuts to federal science programs. Cell 1 $188 billion for federal research will only be a drop of 4%. Cell 2 this rejects the current government push to let our competitors do laps around us. Cell 3 last year the current government administration called for a cut in federal basic research of more than 1/3. Cell for the current government sought even larger cuts for the National Science Foundation, which sponsors much of the nation's basic research. Cartoon 3 of 5 Congress is racing to undo thousands of cuts to federal science programs. Cell 1 the current government proposed that the National Science Foundation NSF budget be slashed to $3.9 billion. Cell 2 from $8.8 billion a drop of 56%. Cell 3 the Senate package countered with a reduction to $8.75 billion. Cell 4 or less than 1%. Cartoon 4 of 5 Congress is racing to undo thousands of cuts to federal science programs. Cell 1 the Senate package includes $24.4 billion for NASA, a 1.6% cut. Cell 2 $8.8 billion for the Environmental Protection Agency EPA, a 4% cut. Cell 3 $8.4 billion for the Department of Energy Office of Science, a 1.9% increase. Cell 4 $6.2 billion for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, roughly flat. Cartoon 5 of 5 Congress is racing to undo thousands of cuts to federal science programs. Cell 1 the Senate and the House are now not far apart for negotiations on a final budget. Cell 2 the House's moves on 2026 science budgeting add up to $185 billion, which is close to the Senate figure of $188 billion. Cell 3 but this cannot undo the damage that the current government administration frenzy of budget cutting and administrative chaos. Cell 4 brought to the nation's scientific establishment.
Webisode 57DHYAFZZFLWB1 January 11, 2025 If science funds are restored then fund alternatives to wood burning. Cartoon 1 of 5 If science funds are restored, then fund alternatives to wood burning. Cell 1 fund heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero and also act as air conditioners. Cell 2 fund extending a smart electric grid everywhere, including all rural areas. Cell 3 fund wind and solar energy sources that produce electricity sent to the smart grid. Cell 4 fund batteries that store the electricity produced by wind and solar long-term for use in emergencies. Cartoon 2 of 5 If science funds are restored then cut dirty energy that is now funded. Cell 1 cut funds for biofuels such as wood stoves and wood burning for home heating. Cell 2 cut funds for biofuels such as corn-based ethanol for automobile fuel. Cell 3 cut funds for wood and other biofuels used to replace coal burning in industrial plants. Cell 4 cut funds for fossil fuels as well as cut funds for biofuels. Cartoon 3 of 5 If science funds are restored enact regulations that fund removal of indoor residential wood-burning appliances. Cell 1 fund resident-owned Purple Air PM 2.5 monitors. Cell 2 given free to any near neighbor of an indoor residential wood burner. Cell 3 whose wood-burning PM 2.5 emissions enter the yard of the near neighbor and sicken them. Cell 4 use the data downloadable from the Purple Air map as evidence to shut down each indoor residential wood-burning appliance one appliance at a time if necessary. Cartoon 4 of 5 If science funds are restored enact regulations that make electric vehicles and public transport affordable. Cell 1 reinstate rebates for electric vehicles. Cell 2 fund high-speed electric transport that will be low cost to all. Cell 3 enact fuel regulations to discourage production of gas-powered vehicles. Cell 4 fund research that makes production of electric vehicles efficient and cost-effective. Cartoon 5 of 5 If science funds are restored enact regulations that make home heating and transport by electric vehicle affordable. Cell 1 do not allow subsidies for luxury electric vehicles. Cell 2 do not allow subsidies for home heating for individuals making over a certain salary. Cell 3 tax the rich to provide clean energy subsidies for the middle income and poor. Cell 4. Keep in mind that the Energy Department and the EPA should work to stop air pollution that harms human health as well as slow climate change.
Webisode 57DHYAFZZFLWB1 January 4, 2026 Would smoke affect the family adversely? Cartoon 1 of 2 Cell 1. When you know you are not protecting your family well enough. When you replace air filters and air purifiers every month instead of every 6 months. Just do not burn wood indoors residentially to begin with. Cell 2. When you are scared whenever someone opens a window. Just do not burn wood indoors residentially to begin with. Cartoon 2 of 2 Cell 1. It gives me no great joy to say this. Smog towers do not work. Cell 2. Carbon capture does not work. Just do not burn wood industrially in place of coal to begin with.
Red-green fox here. The quick red-green fox jumped over the barriers to clean air. Red-green fox here. Ready to sing to you the names of the 2025 major wood-burning biomass industry subsidy opponents. 1. Biofuel Watch. 2. Bulkley Valley Stewardship Coalition of British Columbia, Canada. 3. Comite Schoen Luft, which means Beautiful Air Committee in German. 4. Dogwood Alliance. 5. Equity Group Foundation, nicknamed EGF. 6. Environmental Paper Network, nicknamed EPN. 7. Natural Resources Defense Council, nicknamed NRDC. 8. Prakaunia Narzexwisseski Istit, which means Workshop for All Beings in Polish. 9. Rachel Carson Council. 10 Solutions for Our Climate, nicknamed SFOC.
Cat's corner strategy with Tiger and Leone. Saying the quiet part out loud. Roar. Hi, I am Tiger. Our human asked us to get up from our naps and start Cat's corner strategy with Tiger and Leone. She gave us a list of internet allies which we will post for her here.
Hi, I am Leone. It is better for your mental fitness to go to these websites than to go to bro sites for advice. Substack letters from an American Heather Cox Richardson. Substack your local epidemiologist. The Midas Touch. The Guardian. The New York Times.
One introduction. View. The United States government was on track in the Biden administration to reduce the prices for both clean energy heat pumps and clean energy electric cars. Trump tariffs are expected to upset those plans to prevent future air pollution and prevent climate change. The United States government should, instead of certifying wood stoves as safe when they are not safe, go forward with regulations that ban wood stove use and direct government money for use of forest refuse only for home building and furniture building. For just a few examples of use of forest products for non-burning uses, it is well known from scientific and medical research that wood burning is a substantial source of PM 2.5 emissions, yet the wood burning industry uses the scientifically debunked theory named carbon neutrality of wood burning to argue that wood burning replacing coal burning in industry, and in a trickle-down argument that wood burning should continue for home heating should continue. Presumably because it is called renewable, wood may be renewable in the sense that a tree can be planted in the place of a cut-down burned tree. But it takes centuries or decades for the newly planted tree to attain the stature of the cut-down burned tree. During those centuries or decades, photosynthesis, which converts CO2 to oxygen, and so sequesters some carbon, will not take place at the same rate as photosynthesis was performed previously, and wood burning emits both CO2 and PM 2.5, and PM 2.5 is not absorbed by trees, so PM 2.5 is not diminished by planting a tree in the place of a cut-down and burned tree. In fact, a living tree closes its pores against the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning, just as humans hold their breath in the presence of PM 2.5 from nearby wood burning. And when a tree closes its pores, the level of photosynthesis that absorbs CO2 pollution goes down. Wood burning emits 90% PM 2.5 particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Contrary to many beliefs, wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning, and wood burning emits 450 times the PM 2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Replacing coal burning with wood burning creates more air pollution in the form of CO2 and PM 2.5 than coal burning. This emission data comes from testing the cleanest burning wood stove in the United Kingdom. The Eco-Design Wood Stove International Convention does not count the emissions from wood burning. The emissions from wood burning are erased from all countries around the world when calculating if each country has met its climate goals. This non-counting or erasure of wood burning emissions data from climate goals does not mean wood burning emissions do not exist. View. Purple air PM 2.5 monitors hanging from the eaves of the house of a near neighbor should be used to measure the level of PM 2.5 in the air hyperlocally in the yards of near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners. If PM 2.5 levels exceed World Health Organization standards of 5 micrograms per cubic meter annually, then that evidence of air pollution from wood burning should lead to the shutdown of that indoor residential wood burning appliance, one appliance at a time if necessary.